What's up, guys? Welcome to the Tec Tony podcast, or if you're watching this on YouTube, welcome to watching us do this live in this recording. It's always normally with the podcast recordings, there's more information on the YouTube video than that actually makes it to script on the podcast. But either way, welcome to the show. Now, today I have my next guest with us, Kristin. This is another TikToker that I met. Her and us, we do some of the same work as well. I'm not from, where you at?
I'm in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Hey, you got snow right now? As of this
Not yet. We haven't had it yet.
But yeah, she checks the window in.
I did. It's cold.
It is. I'm here in Alabama. I'm in my shorts, and I was in shorts yesterday working on my car. So the weather out here is weird. I like the cold personally. I love winter. That's my season. But as usual, bringing you great content on digital marketing, advertising your small business, leveraging your local market especially, or just giving you tips to help you guys out grow online. I'm going to let Kristin take it from here, let her introduce herself, her company, and all that she does and provides. Go for it, girl. It's all yours.
Yeah. So hi, everyone. I'm Kristin Pearson. I am a graphic and web designer, and I specifically work with entrepreneurs and service providers like coaches and consultants. And what I do is I help them start their website so they can start growing their business and worrying about all of that. So they're not getting bogged down with, trying to start their own website and then messing it up or being lost. And then all of a sudden it's months later down the road and they haven't grown their business at all. I do a really quick setup. I usually have a turnaround time of like 2 weeks of just setting up a website. Here it is. It's ready to go. People can start finding you. So yeah, that's my business. I started it out of necessity because of the pandemic, and I basically found all of my clients through Facebook groups and social media. So that's why I'm here today, because I love that that's how, it happens these days, and we're all in a virtual world. And so it's just really cool. And we can talk to someone in Alabama when I'm in Wisconsin. Like it's crazy.
Are you guys currently in lockdown?
People have been pretty relaxed about a lockdown here.
Same here. But I've been trying to do as much Zoom as I can personally as of this recording going up. But what were you doing before?
Well, my full-time job is I'm a director of member services at a co-ed professional business fraternity. So what we do is we facilitate the learning of sales and marketing students and basically put on competitions for them and trainings. And we have some corporate partners where we try to get them jobs. And so that's my main role, is a little bit of everything there. Kind of the second in command right under the CEO, and I manage a team. And so that all started with doing their web design and graphic design and moving up the ranks. And now I do all the communications plus their sales and expansion. And it's a little bit of everything.
But since COVID hit, you started your own company. That's amazing.
Yeah. We found out that we're a small team and it's membership based. And so it was kind of told to us right away that there was going to be, probably some hiccups down the road. And we were told, like, if our team doesn't get smaller, we're all going to have to get a pay cut. And so we did have some people go on a voluntary furlough, and then they ended up actually quitting. So now our team's just really small, and luckily we've gotten to keep our full salaries and our full jobs, but that wasn't always the case and wasn't always the idea. So I started a business to kind of fill my time and, keep my regular budget and kind of make some money and to replace what I thought I was going to lose. So I'm lucky to still be working 40 hours a week at that position, but now I'm juggling another business too.
Nice. And you grew this business using social media avenues, correct?
Yep. Every single client I've ever had has come from either a Facebook group or a referral from someone that's found me in a Facebook group.
Now, personally, we know the topic we're going into, Facebook and social media. As a Google Ads guy, I have a tiny vendetta against Facebook. And that's for two reasons. One, it aggravates me when a small business uses their Facebook page as the website. Because I'm like, it's not indexable, guys. It won't show up on Google. And then another thing is people try to use Facebook as Google, and towards me, that just offends me. I'm just like, come on, get it right. But not about me, it's about you. So, and that's why I love social media. So let me ask you, with Google Ads, have you spent any money on ads?
I have not. I haven't had the need to yet, but I
That's
do
the
know where to
beautiful
go
thing.
when I need help.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's the beautiful thing. I love for you to talk more about that, using leveraging social media to find clients, because I have found clients using social media. I've actually found clients gotten jobs with my TikTok videos.
Hmm.
A small business will show up on my For You page. I'll check them out, and just out of curiosity, I just audit websites. It's just a habit of mine. And
Yep.
then if I see problems, people give out all their information online anyways. So with a little bit of research, you can find their information. I'll shoot them over a Loom video, and then they either A, they thank me and give me a shout out, or B, they end up hiring me just to fix the problems. So
Right.
off TikTok, I didn't expect that when I started this a year ago.
No, I made a TikTok just to stop being bored. And I was kind of thinking eventually down the road, I want to, really make courses and try to just be that help in more of a capacity than I am right now with one-on-one client base. I want to eventually be able to help a lot of people. So my thought process was, if I can make 60-second videos and I start making a lot of them, eventually I'll have thought of content and put it out there and seen what works and what doesn't work, and be able to build a course based on just these 60-second videos that I've already created. So in my head, it's, if I make, 60 of them, boom, I have an hour of content easily for a
Yeah.
course. So that's kind of where I started with it. And now it's just really gone off the rails, and it's just a lot of fun and sucking up a lot more time in my day than I care to admit.
I've seen you make those claims on TikTok while you're working. I know, me too. I'll get caught up on. I actually, for time management purposes, Facebook has the Messenger app. So I have that open instead of Facebook, because then Facebook
Mhm.
can't give me alerts, and then there goes an hour of my time out the window.
It's rough.
It is. When did you start TikTok? Your videos?
Ooh, June maybe, I think. So just 6 months ago.
You know, I gotta be doing something wrong. I have a good buddy of mine on TikTok, and I looked at the amount of and I know Gary Vee says don't look at followers, never pay attention to followers. And I looked at it and I was just like, well, this person has more followers than I do, and I've been making content longer than them. And my buddy ended up telling me, he's like, because you're ugly and TikTok doesn't like your face.
Everyone likes to say that, and then they're gonna say they're shadow banned and all of this stuff.
Oh yeah.
That's not a thing. I just hope everybody that's watching this, like, you don't get shadow banned because TikTok doesn't like the way you look. Like, some people claim to be shadow banned, but they're also just not putting out the content that they used to, that they were getting their followers from. That's what really annoys me, is when people are putting out content just nonstop, and that's great. Like, that's the good thing. But then all of a sudden they get into an ego, and they think that every video they ever put out there is just going to get, hundreds of thousands of views, and it's going to be thanked, and everyone's going to love it and share it and do edit. And it's just like, but are you really are you being selfish, or are you helping other people? And so I see a lot of people start to be selfish when their ego gets in, but they eventually fix it and everyone gets back to normal.
I totally understand what you're saying. So tell us a bit more about your Facebook tactics then, because you said you spent no money on ads, which is amazing, because I see a lot of businesses just throwing cash at it, and I'm like, we need to pull back a little bit on that. Spending money on an ad is fine. Yeah, you have to advertise to get that point, but that's the beautiful thing about social media, is there is no gatekeeper to the advertising. What I mean by that is, if you want to advertise on the radio, you have to go to a radio company. You can't just build a radio tower in your backyard and start running ads and music through it, type of deal.
Yeah.
You can do this on your own, I dare say close to free.
Yeah, I had someone tell me earlier on, when I was starting to build this business, that ads only amplify what you already get. And so if I wasn't getting any clients, anything times zero is still zero. So if no matter how much money I threw it at, like, it would still not be good. So I was like, okay, how can I figure out what people like, how they resonate? Like, what are the words people like to read? And so that's how I just started on Facebook group. And yeah, down the road, I do eventually, want to be doing this full time and kind of turning this into my own thing. And then I'll go into that. But at this point, I'm just still collecting what works, and it's working for me now. So I'm not going to change something that's not broken.
True. So you have a Facebook group, you said, right?
So I don't have a group. I'm actually just a part of groups. And what I do is just add content to it. And I see some people, and this is why I'm like excited to talk to you about, is I see what people do wrong. And I always want to like help them and fix it. And I know that that's not my place. They're going to say, you're a web designer. What do you know? But I have a background in sales. So it's like, I do know, like, I know how to word things sometimes and that's how I want to help people in Facebook groups. So I don't know if you want me to go into, I have like a few things.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. So there's a few things I see people do in Facebook groups. And this is if you're just in a group, not that you have a group that's yours. I know you have one. But so if you're just in a group, there's a big misconception that you can just add yourself to a Facebook group and you just put a post on there saying, hey, I'm a web designer. Let me design your website. And you're just going to get sales right away. What happens to people that do that is just they end up getting deleted usually because they just came in too hot and it was just too selfish. And so you really have to provide value before you can get anything. And that's even if you're just commenting on things or congratulating people on their wins that they post in there. And just answering the questions that you are the master of, and you'll start to like build up that name. And so this is more of a slow burn for people. And if you're impatient, this isn't what you want to hear, I know, but just people need to see your name next to quality content over and over again. And all of a sudden you're the expert that comes to mind when they think about it. So if you're in multiple groups and you're like spamming it and sending the same thing to multiple, like all of the groups that you're in, first of all, that's a huge red flag because Facebook won't show you if you're doing that to everybody, but also, yeah. And also so you might run across some people, if you're in a lot of groups, you'll see people post the same thing in all of them, but Facebook's telling you this so-and-so posted this thing in 4 groups that you're in. And it's like, that immediately is a giant red flag and obviously spammy. So people have to make sure that you're not spam posting things, but also you're spreading the love and like kind of doing it at different times and changing it up every time because you don't want to be a robot.
I didn't realize that because so I have 2 forms of groups I'm in. I have groups that I'm in for Google Ads that help answer questions. Those digital marketers will ask questions on there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, something's going on with my ads. What's up? And so if I have a question like that, I will spam post the 4 groups I'm in because I'm looking for an answer as soon as possible.
Right.
Now, the other groups I'm in for work, I don't post a lot, but I will answer questions as much as I possibly can. But I had like recently, my podcast hit over 200 hours of listening time. So I did literally spam post that saying, hey, thank you to all my followers and fans. This is great. And what you're saying is I shouldn't have spam posted that quickly.
Probably not.
Okay.
No, because then if someone's going through their feed, they're just going to see that one time and it's going to say, Tec Tony posted this in 4 different groups and it's going to be copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. And just as a consumer, if I see someone doing that, I don't want to work with them. You know, like I'm just like, that's obviously what they're here for is to push that. And they're not actually genuinely sharing it with the group and excited for it, you know?
One thing I did see just recently, actually, I got a lead for Wednesday Google Ads. So the guy did reach out to me. He's like, hey, Tony, I see you in all these groups, always answering all these questions. Can you help me? And I was like, yeah, sure. And he ended up signing a contract with me, which was great because it did take a lot of time. I do spend maybe myself, I want to say an hour is probably more, but I want to say I at least spend an hour in those groups answering questions to the best of my ability.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing is also if you're the first person to answer the post, like if someone has a question, if you're like that first person to really tell them what's going on, like that's going to help you so much because anyone else that's looking for that question, you see the first comment, right? Like, and if you're just skimming, that's the first one you see. You might have to click see more, all of that. You want to be that first person. And that kind of goes into, you know, how often you're checking your Facebook groups and all of that. Like it's my main source so that I'm doing it all the time. There's a lot of people that are doing a little bit of everything. So they might not be able to catch every notification. Like I get all notifications from every single group I'm in. And so I am overwhelmed with them, but it's not like I have to do anything for every notification I see. I'm just looking to see what the post is about. If I'm the expert in that area and that's what I want to be known for, then I'll comment on it. Otherwise I'll just like it or just do nothing and just keep going on my way.
That's impressive that people just leverage those accounts to just start getting the business. And like you said, it's not immediately, it takes time.
Yeah.
And like for me, on my TikTok videos, it took me about a year worth of posting at least once a day. And then I started getting leads from them because I know the small businesses, when I reply to them, they go to my TikTok page, they watch a couple of my videos, like, oh, this guy does know what he's
Mhm.
talking about when it comes down to it. Now, let me ask you a quick question that you can audit me on, because I'm a rough around type of person. The reason I mean by that is when I audit a website, I get a little bit too passionate. And one
Mhm.
time I looked at a site, and I'll give you two examples. This was in person, and the guy was like, "What's wrong with my website?" And I told him what's wrong, and he was like, "Well," after I was done, the end result was like, "Hey, this." I said it nicely. I was like, "Hey, this website sucks." But he was like, "Well, my wife made the website," and I was like,
Oof.
"Well."
Oof.
Here's the reason why you're not getting any leads. It's a
I
pretty
think
site.
he has to choose right then and there.
Like, I mean, no, nothing against your wife. It's a pretty site. I'm sure she took a lot of YouTube videos to make this, but a pretty site and a site that converts are two different things. The reason I bring it up is because in groups, downtown Dothan has a really strong small business sense to it. My office is in downtown Dothan. I'm very heavily involved with the business here, even though I don't depend on foot traffic, they do. And so lately someone made a posting for small businesses. Was it last week? Was it for like somewhere in November, last Small Business Saturday? And they're like, "Hey, drop your websites, guys." And I saw the thread and I looked at every single website, and I was like, "Tony, don't do anything dumb. I wanted to audit these sites. How would you recommend I approach these business owners?" Because I use Loom, audit the sites, and I was going to make it a personal message to each business, like, "Hey, here's what's wrong with your site. Here's how you fix it." No sales tactics. I just wanted them to improve their online presence, because for a lot of businesses, your website is either your first or second point of contact towards a new client.
Mm-hmm.
How should I approach these businesses? I don't offend any more people.
Yeah. So these people are not asking for your advice, right?
Nope. They were just like, someone made a post like, "Let's promote small businesses. Drop your website in the comments down below." And I got tagged in this post, and I just had, every time someone dropped their website, ding, 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 Facebook's looking at it, and the digital marketer in me just started auditing the sites.
Right. Well, first of all, you got to go in with a little bit more,
Finesse.
yeah, a little bit more, I don't want to say tact, but like just softer. Because let's just say, you didn't ask for someone's opinion, but they walked into your house and said, "Your room's painted the wrong color. I hate your couch. Your kitchen's a mess," that blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I didn't even invite you into this house type of thing. But instead, if you're like, "Hey, I just noticed that you don't have, so-and-so installed," just like one little thing that could be maybe like easily fixed.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not even saying like, what's the biggest problem they have? What's the easily fixed one? And just say, "Hey, I just was going on the site. Great to see you. You're a small business in our area. Me too. I was on there and I just noticed this. Can I help you with it?" And then all of a sudden you're like giving them value. And then they're going to say, "You know what? That worked. Come see my whole house." Come now I want your opinion. The thing is, if someone, said, "I don't like your outfit, I don't like your hair, I don't like your," all of that stuff, I'd be like, "Dang, like I was just asking for a napkin," like, like at a restaurant. So I just, maybe just a little bit, give them a quick win first before going in for the kill.
Perfect. I saved the conversation, because I very mean to, when I have time, to go back and address these business owners. Because the biggest problem, are you familiar with Google Analytics?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they're missing. Like every one of those sites is missing Google Analytics, and that's an easy fix. And that's all I wanted to tell me. "Hey, you're missing Google Analytics. This is why you need analytics. If you need help setting it up, I'll help you set it up for free." And leave it at that. What I was planning on doing.
Do you have anything on your site that is like, this is how you install Google Analytics, boom, 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 and then like a lead magnet?
Not a lead magnet. Not on my site. I have a YouTube series talking about Google Analytics, and several of those videos is how to set up analytics.
Yeah. I mean, you could make an easy one page of your website be all of your videos on YouTube and be like, "Hey, I don't know if you want this, but something that could really help." And then you can kind of see where people are coming from. Might be
That's
something.
true. That's funny you say that. I'm actually in the 7th rebuild of my site right now. So
feel that.
I know, right? I don't like it. We're gonna redo it.
I'll never like my website. I'll never will. I'm too close to it.
Same here. I hate my website, and I spend good money on it and time and effort, and I'll sit there stare at my own analytics. I'm like, they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. We need to redo the whole thing.
Yep. Burn the house down. Yeah. I designed my logo in college. So I designed my personal like business logo 8 years ago, and I've hated it. Even then, I hated it now. Like it's so, but I'm not going to spend my time on it right now because I know that no matter what I do, I'm still going to not like it. We're all self-critics, right?
It's the same here. My logo is the same as I'm leaving it as what it is. I'm keeping the name Pathfinder. I'm just going to go with it. Just make sure my clients are happy. There you go.
Yes, exactly. If someone ever comes up to me and says, you know, I want to work with you with that logo or that on your website, then I'll change it. But
good point.
Happens, I'm just going to keep working on everyone else's stuff.
Well, tell you what, why don't you tell people where they can find you if they want to talk to you? Where's your stuff at? If you have any handles, Twitter, hashtags, how do they find you online?
Absolutely. So if you guys are interested in growing, you know, your Facebook presence inside of groups, I actually put together a freebie, an opt-in, a lead magnet, whatever you want to call it, on my website for people that hear it here. You can just go to Kristinpearson.com, which is my website, but then you can do /Facebook and you'll get a whole resource on, you know, looking at a schedule for Facebook groups that you're in. You know, a lot of people have like themed days of each Facebook group and you can easily organize those. So, you know, there's a group that's like every Monday you can post your Instagram, every Friday you can promote something on your shop or whatever. And keeping those all in line kind of gives, and post it right by your desk and be like, great, it's Monday. I'm going to post my Instagram here. I have this group that wants me to do this thing, like, and just, you know, effectively be in groups instead of just kind of trying to remember how many groups I'm in, which ones are they? So it's something I made for myself and it's for the listeners of this. You also can find me on TikTok. So my @ is design business. And so I'm on Instagram as well at Kristinpearsondesigns. Kristin's with 2 I's. So that's where anybody can find me if they want to know anything more, if they want to email me and ask me any questions. My email is just Kristin@Kristinpearson.com. So I'm willing to answer any questions and happy to help anybody that I can.
Fantastic, folks. Well, go ahead and hit her up. Make sure you guys like and follow her. Make sure you guys like and follow Tec Tony as well. And we'll talk to you guys next week. Until then, happy marketing.